Hello everyone, this is Lorraine from Card Creations, and today I'm going to put together a Valentine's card with a cluster of flowers up here and a heart, a key, and a few other elements that I'm trying to use that I have in my stash. So we'll go ahead and get started. I did stamp in the center here, follow your heart, it knows the way. That's what I stamped on that. And I did cut these two shapes with my Spellbinder dies, so we'll go ahead and get started. Put that aside. So the base of my card is 5.5 by 7.5, and this is K & Company Valentine paper that I purchased several years ago, so like I said, I'm just trying to use up what I already have. Now on my first sample card I did use this pattern, but I'm going to use the back side because it's just as pretty a design. So we'll go ahead and attach that. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I added any foam tape to that, and it looks like I did. So let's just go ahead and start on our mat and decorate that first. So the first thing I'm going to do is add this trim, and I used a Martha Stewart punch for that one. I'll show you which one it is. It's this large punch here, and I cut two pieces, one that'll go on the outside and on the inside of the card. So we'll go ahead and measure that and cut it to fit. Okay, I've cut that. And I'm going to use some liquid glue for this, because whenever you have glittered paper, it's hard to get your ATG to stick to glittered paper. You don't want it falling off. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue. And that'll hold it a lot better for you. Okay. Just add that to the top. Just going to wipe some of the excess glue. Okay, so the next part I'm going to add is some lace trim, and this is a Recollections brand, and I just did purchase this just a few days ago at Michael's in the clearance, and it was $1.49. It was regular $3.99. And I'm just gonna, let's see, cut that off there, measure, and add this up to the at the top. And this already has adhesive on it, so all you have to do is peel the back. Alright, so I've got that down, and then I've taken a small doily, it's a paper doily, and I've cut it in half, and I'm going to just lift up this trim and insert those underneath the trim. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. And just slip that right under there. Do the same thing with the other half. Okay, we've got that. The next thing we'll do is add our sentiment, which is our two pieces. I've added 2 layers of foam tape to this piece and 1 layer underneath that one. Okay. And I'm going to set this a little bit over to the left. Alright, and the next thing is last year on clearance after the season I bought these hearts and keys and I get to use them this year, so I'm going to add this over to this far right hand corner. And add the key right on top. Now we'll go ahead and build our cluster of flowers over here on the left side. And I've cut these flowers with my Cricut. And let me get my assortment out. Now these are Prima flowers that I'm using here for just a little bit of a change in color. Okay, I've got 2 of these floral leaves in white. And I'm going to make those the base of my cluster. And I do have my hot glue gun ready to go. I'm going to use this larger flower that I've added a pink base to it. Put that there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and build my cluster here. Just random shapes and sizes. I also have added a small Prima flower to the bottom of these flowers that I use the Flower Shop cartridge just to give it some additional color underneath. And then to add a little bit of texture to my card, or this cluster, I'm going to add some pearls and some buttons. I've just got these pink buttons, and I'm just going to randomly decide where I want to add them. Let me see if I can get this one right under here. Okay, I think I got it under there. Now I've got these 3 pearls, and I'm just going to tuck them into different areas. It's nice to use different elements that you have to create interest to your project. And I've got a few small pink pearls that I'll tuck in somewhere. Let's see. Afraid I'm going to burn myself. Okay. Maybe I'll put one right here. Okay. Now I also have these stamens that I have no idea where they came from because I cleaned out my work area and came across a few things, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm not going to toss them out. I'm going to see if I can use them in my projects to make them look a little more interesting. So I think they add quite a bit. Okay. And the last thing that I guess I got a couple more things to do is when I cut the stem or the wire off of these Prima flowers, you're left with this. So what I did was I just got something that you can wrap it around and make a spiral. Just like that. Pull it off, and then you can just pull it and tuck it in to your project, and I think it adds a interesting element to it. It's like a vine of some sort. Okay, and let's see, now I'm going to add one of these to my key. Add some color down here at the bottom. Right in the center of that. Right there. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it, except for some ribbon. Add some ribbon. I'm just going to tie it around like this. And then it's just looped several times at however many loops you want. And then I'm going to put it through here, little heart loop here. If I can grab them all. There we go. And then just tie it in a knot. Like that. Okay. Here, that looks cute. And what else? I think that's all I have for the front of the card. So just use whatever elements you have and make the cluster interesting with some buttons and pearls and whatever other little